Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your science teacher. Before moving to our chapter, let's play a game. Today we are going to play a game in which I'm going to give you a theme like global warming. Now you have to say one word at your turn. Let's start our game. First, I'm giving you one word for global warming. And my word for global warming is carbon. Next, your turn. Now, tell me your word. Yes, ice is correct. Okay, then I heard ocean also. It is correct. Temperature is also correct. Okay, thank you so much. It's mean you have enjoyed this game. Now, in this module, we are going to discuss about the food webs, and before moving to that, let's revise our previous topic, that is food chain. A food chain is a path by which energy passes from one living thing to another. So, we have discussed that a food chain always begins with a plant as a food producer. And we can use a food chain to represent the feeding relationship and hence the energy transfer from one organism to another. So, we have here example in which gazelle will eat bush and the cheetah will eat gazelle. So, bush is a producer while the gazelle and the cheetah are the consumer one. Food chain can be sometimes made up of more than two food consumers. The first consumer called as a primary consumer, the secondary consumer called as a secondary consumer, and the third one is known as a tertiary consumer. Food chain, for example, here is a food chain in which a grasshopper will eat grass, then pied flycatcher will eat grasshopper, and the last one is skunk that will eat pied flycatcher. So the first one that eat grass is a grasshopper, that is known as a primary consumer. The second one is a pied flycatcher that eats grasshopper will become secondary consumer. And the third one is skunk that eats pied flycatcher, which is known as a tertiary consumer. So these are the examples that shows the primary consumer, secondary consumer, and the tertiary consumer. So in this module, we are going to discuss about the prey and the predator. Prey, an animal that is hunted or eaten by the another animal is known as a prey, and the predator is the one that an animal that hunts and feeds on another animal is known as a predator. For example, we have a producer that is a tree, and the consumers are the rhinoceros and the lion. So rhinoceros will eat plant and lion will eat rhinoceros. So lion that is going to be eating the rhinoceros, so lion become predator, and the one that is hunted by the another animal that is in lion, the animal that is hunted is known as a prey. So here rhinoceros is the prey while the lion is a predator because lion eat rhinoceros, and rhinoceros is a prey because it is hunted by the lion. So next is we are going to discuss about the food web. A food web is made up of two or more food chains. These two food chains can be combined into food web. So here we have example grass that is eaten by the grasshopper, and then grasshopper is eaten by the baboon. So this is the food chain 1, and then next we have a grass that is eaten by the mouse, and then crackle will eat mouse. After that snake will eat crackle, and last one, baboon will eat snake. So the third one is known as a food web because the food web has been by combining the food chain. Combining two food chain is known as a food web, or more than two food chain combined together is known as a food web. So the last one is grass that is eaten by the mouse, or it is can be eaten by the grasshopper, and grasshopper can be eaten by the baboon also. Mouse can eat also grasshopper. So this is a food web in which one thing can be eaten by another also. So combining more than two food chain is known as a food web. We can also have another example in which we can say that a leaf can be eaten by the caterpillar, and then caterpillar will be eaten by the spider, and after that bird can eat the spider, or caterpillar can be eaten by the butterfly, or butterfly can be eaten by the bird. So combining two or more than two food chain is known as a food web. This is your homework. You have to do this homework in your copies, and also do your activity book work, that is on page number 137 to 150 of your activity book. And thank you so much. I hope you get this chapter. Thank you so much.